Hey guys, good morning from Dhaka, Bangladesh. Today I'm going to do a house talk on the house of YSL. Basically, I thought I have done this house talk before, but to my surprise, no, I didn't. So I think YSL it's known to be one of the more luxurious, higher, like upper class sort of designer house. They also have the niche collection they have for female and male, both side, a lot of fragrances. I did review quite a few of them, but obviously not even nearly all because our resources are limited. But I thought, like, I just talk about this house, so people who are interested in these perfumes I have reviewed individually as well, you can check it out. And I'm just going to give you a general overview of the house and give you my say conclusion on this house, what I think of this house. All right, so I'll give it a rating. Okay, so YSL, as you know, their fragrance a little bit more pricey. You have to pay a little bit more than the many other brands. Like, even they are more pricier than Versace or Paco Rabanne at times. All right, so what I'm going to do is, these are not all the YSL I have few more because of the shortage of the space. I'm going to do it in two turns. So once these fragrances are done, I'm going to remove them. I'm going to put the rest of them and then talk about it. So before I start, I would like to say I have done fragrance reviews on like few other fragrances, but I do not have them here right now. Some of them would be Rive Gauche, the very popular barbershop fragrance, spicy shaving foam. Check it out. Then I used to have YSL Y Edt, sold it off. I did the EDP from a brother's bottle, and then I did have a La Nuit limited edition or collector's edition. I forgot the name, the black bottle basically, with stars on it. I sold it off. You're not gonna see it here. Then I did review L'Homme Libre, that is discontinued. I did review Black Opium. My bottle was finished, and then Montperry, I did it from a sample. I do not know where it is. So there are other fragrances like Jazz, Live Jazz. They are more upper class. Tuxedo. They used to have M7, very popular fragrance, Legend. I do not own that. It's very hard to find. They have a newer formulation, Oud Absolu. I think I did a review on that from Study Enterprise long time ago. And then Manifesto, fragrances like that. So those fragrances, you're not going to see them here. So just let you know the names. All right. So we start from here, left side. This is a very, I would say, legendary perfume. This is one of my most favorite, if not the most favorite from this house. And this is called Opium Purum. This is the EDT. And if you can see, the juice color is very classy. And it has this three-part bottle, is like lines here. And then the cap, it's kind of like blue. It's not very modern. You see, if you see the atomizer, it gives you vibes of old school and classic kind of a bottle. Yes, this is a very mature man's fragrance. This perfume has a very nice black currant, vanilla, and I think there's another note I forgot. Wait, I think it was star anise. Okay, these three notes actually make this perfume. It's one of the best vanilla-based perfume you can ever sniff, but it's quite a challenge. If you like Terre d'Hermes, next one is Kouros. Those are kind of challenging. This one's gonna take some time to grow on you. I'm looking for the EDP version of it and the older formulation. If I can get, I'll really be happy. But nonetheless, this remains as one of my most favorite YSL fragrances. Very masculine, and very unique and long lasting too on my skin. Some people do not get the best. I do get very good performance from it. So this is one of my most favorites. Next one, as you see, I have three fragrances lined, and they have more. They have more flankers of each of these fragrances. So I'm just going to show you one by one. This remains as one of my most signature scents, like most favorite signature scents, YSL Kouros, the King Kouros. As you can see, bottom doesn't have that silver plate like these ones. That would be a vintage, but I still get beast mode. Recently, I think my brother Nigel Bhai, he actually bought same formulation from Sephora. He's saying he's getting great performance. Exactly. This perfume, it's like if you love Ted Lapidus, Lapidus Purum, if you do like Chanel Antheus, or if you like the likes of many other fragrances like Zeno Davidoff, this is very, very much in the same family, but it's like a king. You enter a room wearing this perfume, it's kind of like a skanky, clean at the same time. It has, like people say, the urinal cake sort of smell. But what I really feel this perfume, it's a beauty. It's like a mafia kind of a fragrance. If you can rock it, this belongs your belongs to your cabinet, okay? But if you are not sure, this fragrance is gonna wear you. So I actually tell you, if you're wearing this like two sprays, you enter a room, everybody wearing whatever perfume, this is gonna destroy that. It's not a good thing, by the way, but I would go not more than 2 to 3 sprays. So Kouros remains my king. This and Opium are my top favorites in this house right now, okay? So that is the first one, but Kouros has their other fresher and then some other what do you call flankers. I never tried them. Sorry about that. Last night I fell sick. I'm not feeling all that well, but I still gonna do this video. So next one is called Body Kouros. This is also the newer formulation. The older formulation have a little bit of extension of glass bottle here. That would be the older Body Kouros. This perfume is very sweet. I mean, this perfume literally like lasts forever. When I tried it for the first time, I was really like blown away. So this one has that note of, I think, eucalyptus medicinal note, and also it has some sort of incense and let me check, benzoin, cedar, and I think what's the other one? Clary sage, perhaps. Yeah. So those notes, actually, forget about the notes. What you get is very sweet, kind of a unique, woody kind of a fragrance, and the fragrance is very much like projects like nuclear. So this is, people say it's not as good as Kouros, but I think the whole Kouros line is fantastic. This one is very unique. If you want to try a beast mode perfume next to Kouros, but more wearable, try Body Kouros. And the last one from the Kouros line that I own is this one. I had to buy it. Somewhere I saw reviews. People say this is not as good. This is not supposed to be in Kouros line, but I would say one thing, yes, it doesn't smell like the original Kouros, the white one, but this perfume has this beautiful playfulness. It's very modern, mint, green apple, I think. It's very much like a silver kind of a cooling tone to it as well, and that performance, it's unbelievably good. So if you do love Eros, Jean Paul Gaultier, Popeye, if you love those fragrances, this is actually beast mode of those fragrances. And it's really nice. That apple note is very beautiful. It's very fresh, clean. You can wear this in the cooler weather, hotter weather, anywhere. It's going to really serve you well. So this is called Kouros Silva. So now I'm going to remove these bottles. I'm going to bring you the other ones. All right, guys, back with the rest of the fragrances. As you can see, of course, it's not very clear, but I'm going to try to tell you one by one, okay? These are the YSL's more popular L'Homme and La Nuit de l'Homme kind of flankers that I have. There are plenty more. I do not have everything. There, for example, first one is going to be L'Homme, okay, this perfume. As you can see, the juice color is yellow, and then bottle got some, like because I do not clean them on time, so they got like permanent marks on them. So I'm sorry about that. But L'Homme is known to be the, I would say, more wearable and more gentle version of La Nuit de l'Homme. This one came out first. It is compared to, I think, Hugo Boss bottled, but this one, it's a little bit more wearable, because Hugo Boss bottle is a little bit more spicy than this. But this one, it's really nice to wear, like daytime, summers, office, indoors. This is really beautiful. It's very handsome, and it's a woody floral musk sort of a perfume. I would suggest this to people who are like, you want to start your collection from YSL line. This is a good fragrance introduction. It's very much wearable for anybody, and still pretty much like a good date scent, I would say, for very handsome gentlemen. Okay, so this one, the L'Homme, gave birth to a lot of flankers, but the more renowned one, it's gonna be La Nuit de l'Homme. This is the most popular perfume, hands down, from YSL. So I'm showing my first bottle. This one I bought in Malaysia like 2015 or 16. You see the juice a little bit left. I just kept it for how to say, memory's sake, and I wore a lot of it. If you see 38L003, these are the batches, 2014 batches, I think, and these are, people know that as a more decent batch. Like, you cannot get hands on the vintage one. Obviously the vintage ones used to be very, very potent and dark, but the 2014 one, I have a couple more other bottles, partial. I've decanted some, I kept some. So these bottles are really lovely. I really love how the color combination is. These are really like some of the nicest looking bottles in my collection. And also, if you see another one, La Nuit de l'Homme, and then more, these three are all 2014, I believe, or two are 2014 and one is 2015. These are all good. But then there is like a 2018, the 200 ml that I bought. So La Nuit de l'Homme, basically, you guys know everything you need to know about this. It's a very, very beautiful perfume, and Let's say these are top sellers. People really love it thanks to Jeremy's hype. And I think, yes, if you're talking about winter time, even if you have this one, the newer formulation, this one right here, this one's gonna project for 2 hours, really nice, last about 3 to 4 hours. But Lanuidolum was never a beast really. So these perfumes are really legendary. If you like cardamom, bergamot, kind of like a chocolatey sort of a feel, Lanuidolum is something that I would own. Okay, it's a must-have in my humble opinion. It's a masterpiece of a fragrance. So moving on to this side a little bit, I have the other three. So as I told you, I had reviewed L'Homme Libra. I really wanted to show you that one. That one's very similar to Xenia Vomo, but that perfume is very underrated. Not doesn't get so much love. Now got discontinued. I felt that one supposed to be also in limelight. Check out that one, and then L'Homme Sport. They have a few other L'Homme Le Parfum. They have few ones I cannot remember all of them, but they have some good ones there. So next one I'm going to show you is my favorite right now from La Nuit de l'Homme line. This is a bit darker bottle. This is Le Parfum. Okay, I used to have EDP also, La Nuit de l'Homme EDP, the red juice. Sold it off. But this one I really enjoyed. This is something I would say more mature La Nuit de l'Homme. If you love La Nuit de l'Homme, give it a try. Le Parfum, it's just perfect. It has beastly projection. Longevity is good, better than La Nuit de l'Homme, but not absolute beast. But the winter time, this perfume, you would really love this. It's like they added some fruits to it. They say there's no cardamom, but I do get cardamom from it, and it does have that sort of like a DHI Durum Intense feel. So DHI meets La Nuit de l'Homme and much darker. If you love Armani Eau de Nuit or Eau de Nuit Oud, this is very similar to those. All right, that's Le Parfum by La Nuit de l'Homme line, from La Nuit de l'Homme line. Next to, I think, don't get that much love or respect. This is the Blue Juice. This one is forgotten over time. La Nuit de l'Homme Eau Electric. People thought this is gonna be similar to Eau Sauvage, I mean Dior Sauvage, or Coach for Him, or Prada Luna Rosa Carbon. Those in those line. But to my surprise, this perfume, it's unique. This has the blue feel that you get from YSL Y, but this perfume has that sort of like the cardamom in it. So it's different enough than YSL YDP. It's not the same juice, and it's definitely not a Sauvage clone. This is very long lasting. I would wear this in the summer nights. Okay, you can also rock this in the winter time because it has potency. This is I would say really nice. This is really, really nice flanker. I really loved it, so I kept it. Last but not least, the most underrated from this line. This is L'Homme Ultime. This perfume, people will be like, like this colored juice. The bottle is almost finished, but the juice color is kind of like, what do you say, metallic, sort of like a, like this colored juice. This perfume got me the most compliments alongside La Nuit de l'Homme from this line. No lies, guys. All right, this perfume, it has this rose note. Yeah, it has some freshness to it, and it does smell like, a perfume. It's much lighter compared to La Nuit de l'Homme, but it has sexy edges. So if you do like the note of rose, it's not that typical rosy scent, but it's really get complemented in winter time. It projects like nobody's business. Give it a try, L'Homme Ultime. So coming back to the summary of the whole house, I would love to show you some other fragrances like the original Opium for women. That is a lovely one. Rive Gauche and YSL YDP is a top seller. So in my humble opinion, this house has quite good versatility. They have the jazz line, live jazz, and they have that M7. So they cover pretty much a big, I would say, spectrum of fragrances. They have all kind of fragrances, sporty ones, like let's say they have L'Homme Sport. The few sporty ones there. They have some fresh ones there. They have some formal ones, sexy ones, but the one downside I would say from YSL is that if you're living in a country, you're paying retail. These fragrances are as much as almost same prices as Dior, Chanel's, Hermes. So you have to really pay the buck to get this fragrance. They are not heavily discounted. Bangladesh, it's a little bit okay, but not so cheap after all. So for the price, what you get, I think if you're talking about just sheer quality, like La Nuit de l'Homme kind of a fragrance you cannot get this kind of composition in anything else. That's what makes some of the fragrances worth it, like Le Parfum, really, really good fragrance. But there are some weaklings there, like performance issues, so people might complain. So that's one area I would say it's a weakness for YSL. But then again, there are fragrances like Kouros. So if you want a beast, you can get also a beast mode performer. So I don't think they're going always for beast mode fragrances, but nonetheless, it's a fantastic house. I really love YSL, and still cannot say the whole form. Yves Saint Laurent, I say Yves Saint Laurent. So yeah, it's difficult, but in the end, House of YSL, I'm gonna give it a solid 9 out of 10 for the quality they produce, the number of fragrances they did, but they did also number of flankers which were not really necessary and got forgotten over time. And I think at this current moment, my favorites would be Kouros, Opium, Nuit, and YSL Y Edt. Those four really rocks my world. You know, the rest of them are really good, great, but I mean, the rest of them are good, but those four are really great. So 9 out of 10 for House of YSL. Check them out, and I will talk about a few other houses and I'll compile in time. Everybody take care. Have a very nice day. I'll see you soon. Bye bye.